Hi there, this is Michelle Barnhill with Ginger Sister Treasures and Crafts. We have added another playlist to our YouTube channel, and this is the Stampin' Up version. This will be our first episode. First off, I am so happy to be with you today. This is Monday, February 21st, 2022. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos, please log into your YouTube Google account and hit the subscribe button below. We would love for you to join our YouTube family. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell to keep up with our recent videos. Our current plan will be to upload the video each Monday. Please leave any comments below and we will answer your questions that you may have. Thank you for being here today. Now, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please click on the link below and it would be my pleasure to assist you. If you like to earn the Stampin' Rewards, they are available for those who make individual orders. I've also included a tutorial that you can print up on my Stampin' Up! Website. You can click on the link below or just reach out to me at my contact info, which will be included on the printout. Please join me and let's get started. This video we will be making a birthday card using the Art Gallery bundle. So here we go. Now this is a card that we used the Art Gallery bundle, and boy do I have a treat for you on this card. This card was so much fun making. The Art Gallery bundle comes with the photo polymer stamp set and floral gallery dies. In the tutorial printout, we have a list of the supplies and the items needed to make this card. The stamp set and the dies came separately, but in order to keep myself organized, I placed magnetic strips in the case to store my dies. This just helps to save on the space. I purchased plastic picture frames to help keep the dies and stamps at reach, but you can keep them in the case to go along and make your card. So here I am just placing them in each frame, or on each frame. Here we are going to use our trusty paper trimmer, and that also scores as well. We're going to use an 8.5 by 11 cardstock and the color of cherry cobbler, which is one of my favorites. And then we're going to use the basic white. But first we need the cherry cobbler length at 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. We also use our bone folder to make sure that the lines are nice and crisp. Now we're going to take our basic cardstock for our first layer and cut 2 lengthwise by 1/4 by 4. This will give our first layer and also give our insert for inside the card. Our second layer will be a 4 1/4 by 3 in the cherry cobbler, and then at least 4, a last layer will do a 4 by 2 3/4 in the basic white. And after that, then you have your card, you have your first layer, you have your second layer, and your third layer. And then we also have your insert that'll go inside your card. Stampin' Up! Offers a variety of stamping blocks. It's a good idea to have a variety of each side stamp. Here we're sizing each stamp to the block. I'll keep the wording on the picture frame until I'm ready. We'll be using a couple of different ink pads. The colors we're using are Old Olive and of course our favorite, Cherry Cobbler. Using a scrap of basic white cardstock with the photo polymer stamps, you want to use something under to give yourself some good cushion. So grab your stamp and piercing that, and that will give you that good cushion that you need. Okay, so you're going to tap, tap, tap at this point, and then you're going to go ahead and stamp your cardstock. And then we're going to go ahead and do the leaf as well with the Old Olive. And you're going to tap, tap, tap that, and then stamp your cardstock. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the insert of the card as well, but we're going to put a sheet over it because we're going to be doing some stamping off, and we don't want to get that on our Pearson mat. So you take your cardstock and then you do your leaf first, tap, 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 and then you stamp your cardstock. And then we're going to go ahead and do the flower, stamp. And then you want to position it however you want it. You really can't mess this up, guys. This is so much fun. And then we're going to go ahead and close our ink pads because the ink pads, when they're open, sometimes you can get some tattoos on your arms if you're kind of moving around a lot on your desk. And now we're going to go ahead and use our Memento ink, which is our tuxedo black ink, for insert or lettering or the wording that we're going to go do in the inside of the card. And you stamp that as well. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and to emboss some of the layers to go on the front of the card. We're using the Painted Textures and Bouquet of Love hybrid embossing folder. You'll see that the heart shape is in the middle, but we're going to be covering that lovely heart up. Both of these embossing folders are just lovely. I'm going to go ahead and emboss them off to the side with my Stampin' Cut and embossing machine to save some time. Be right back. Okay, so here's your painted texture completed, and they are so lovely. Either side can work on your cardstock. If you want to use one side or the other, believe me, you could probably do either one, and it would turn out just pretty. Okay, so here we have another embossing folder, and we're going to be doing another layer with the Bouquet of Love. So we're going to do that on the off side to save some time, and I'll be right back. Now we're almost at the end of the line. We're going to go ahead and stamp the wording on the outside of the card with the Memento Tuxedo black ink. And then I'm going to go ahead and die cut my flower and my leaf and my wording. But again, we're going to save some time. We're going to go ahead and do that offline. I'll be right back. Okay, we're just taking our die cuts and taking them off of the die cuts that we just did. We got our leaf and our flower and our little wording that we're going to be putting on the front of the card. And then what we do here is these are our Stampin' Up blending pens. There's the Cherry Cobbler. One comes in dark and one comes in light, and they come into a set. If you don't have the colors to match your cardstock, a lot of times you can take your blended pens and you can color, make it the same color as your cardstock, which is really so much fun. I normally have two sets of scissors. One scissors has a little bit of a ribbon on it because I know those are the ones I'm going to cut my ribbon because I want those to stay sharp as possible. So here we are, just go ahead and coloring in our ribbon, which is called our crinkle ribbon. This is the white 1/4 crinkle seam binding ribbon. And you can color any colors that you have with these blending pens. Makes it so much fun. And then we're going to do the same thing on these pearls that we have. We're going to do about 4 of the little small ones and then one a little bit larger to fit on the bottom. And this is going to get a little bit more dimension in that flower that's in the middle. So once that's dried, we go ahead and put that to the side. We want to make sure that it has a good dry to the touch feeling on it. And then we're going to go ahead and start assembling our card. And we can go ahead and glue this together. And what's really good about the Stampin' Seal is that it has a really good, strong, permanent bond to it. So I like to use it because sometimes I'm a little messy with the glue. But we do use both, at times, depending on what's going on. But I just like to go ahead and put that on both sides, and then that way we can put the ribbon on the back, and it's going to hold that ribbon in place, y'all. It is going to hold it in place, which is really, really good. Once we wrap it around, then we're going to go ahead and do the rest of the cardstock and assemble that as well. Looks like I had a little bit of trouble there trying to get it to stick, but it does stick. I promise you that. So we also have a silicone mat. This makes it really, really useful when it comes to gluing down things. That way you don't get any of that glue on your workstation or your pad that you have. And glue it down, and then it's easy to clean too, with just a little soap and water, or you could use a little baby wipe on it as well. But I like to use that in case I do get it. I'm a little wild when it comes to my glue. So here we are, just assembling our card, and then we're going to go ahead and grab some dimensionals as well in just a moment. So that we can pop up that flower, because we have mini dimensionals, and we also have the next size up dimensionals, which are a little bit larger. And you can use as many as you. Oh boy, I love those things. I like to have a lot on hand just in case. So we go ahead and we assemble this part of it. And then we're going to take our Take Your Pick pen, which has a couple of sides on it, different sides, in order to pick up some things. So, a lot of times when you have long nails, or you like to have nice nails, it's hard to pick up stuff, and that just makes it a lot easier to do. So we're going to flip our flower over, and we're going to use the large dimensionals on it. That's our little Take a Pick pen, or not pen, but Take Your Pick is what we call it. And I put about 5 or 6 dimensionals, it looks like, on this, just to make sure it stays on. And then we can take off the backings of them real quickly and put that on. And then you kind of eyeball how you want it to go, because the leaves we did not put dimensionals on. We're actually going to use the Stampin' Seal on that as well. And what really works is when you use the Stampin' Seal, you can bend it, because you can see where I went over the stem part of it, and you can kind of bend it under, and you won't even see that. Now with the glue, sometimes I'll get it on the front of it or all over the place. So I like to use the Stampin' Seal. It's one of my, that's what I prefer. But so we stuck that down, or got that looking good, and then now we're just adding a little bit of the mini dimensionals onto the back of the wording. We're going to be sticking that on as well, taking off the backings, and then we're going to go ahead and put that on. And I like to, like I said, open this up a little bit, just so you can see. And we're going to go ahead and stick our pick pen and put our dimensional, or not our dimensionals, but our little pearls that we colored on the middle part and on the wording on it. And you can put these, the good rule of thumb is, they say, to go ahead and put them in a triangle form, but you can pretty much eyeball what you feel comfortable and what you like on it. So here we are, done with the card. We've got our little dimensionals on there, and then we're going to go ahead and glue in the inner part, the insert part that has the greeting as well, that says Best Wishes on it. So we're going to go ahead and use our Stampin' Seal one more time, and then we're going to go ahead and glue that on and press it down just to make sure it's in a tight fit. So one of the things I wanted to show you, though, is that we did make 2 different cards. One, we did the ribbon behind one of the layers, and then we did do the ribbon on top of the layers. So there's a couple of different ways you can do that. The main thing is just take your time. There's no rush in it. Take your time and do what makes you feel good. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope y'all have a great day and a great week, and we'll talk to y'all next week. And Thank you again. We appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.